from learning to read and write to comprehension are slight. And so that what we've done is brought in a literacy project, whereby teaching literacy is not an easy thing. And so what we did is we brought in a literacy project with the experts, and then we have now made ourselves available to a great number of Indigenous elementary schools throughout the country. This is also something that has played during the whole COVID issue. The COVID issue has been just terrible for any Indigenous school, in fact, for any school, period. And as a result of this, we have really worked with them. One of the things I'm going to do at the end of this question, I've talked about my son going to meetings. My youngest son is in the next room talking to somebody on the phone very loudly, and I am going to go and just stop him in a minute. But I want to say that that's our first program. Our second program is what we call the Early Years Program. Cindy Blackstock, who was one of the leading advocates of Indigenous issues, has pointed out that one of the problems so many Indigenous adults have is the fact that at a later year, they have to make up for the fact that they had a very tough childhood. And so what we did in that issue is when we first went into a community in Alberta, we sat down with the mothers in this community and said, look, there has to be something that can be done to be able to deal with this, to give children a better beginning. And these mothers agreed. We brought in a number of experts, largely Indigenous, and we put together what we call the Early Years Program, which is home visitors who are women who have successfully raised their children, who will then work with young mothers in order to help the young mothers do what they have to do. We're not talking, they don't raise the young mothers' children. What they do is a training program that will enable the young mothers to basically emulate what they do. And I've talked to my wife, I've talked to a lot of women. It really is, it's a process that most women go through. You're not born to know everything to be a mother. You learn from somebody who has been through the process. And this